Yes, 6 or 10 tonight? Yes, there we go. There we go. So be sure and check that out tonight on WTVA. Really appreciate everything Jim does for us. I'll tell this to anybody. He's our MVP. He's the one that really helps promote the college and all of our athletics here. Joining us today is Athletic Director Carrie Ball Williamson. We've got former women's coach and current men's coach Mike Sullivan. Also President Eaton with us today as well, so we want to thank them for coming out. Just a brief history of the women's program. Today we're introducing our third coach all-time of the women's program. The program started in 2004. Coach Mike Sullivan took over as head coach in 2007. The Lady Indians have qualified for 5 postseason tournaments, 57 overall wins, and 35 of those coming in the North. Now, just a few housekeeping notes. We'll have interview opportunities after the presentation today, so if you would just hold on for that. So right now I want to welcome President Eaton to the stand, and he'll have a few remarks.
Thank you, Adam, and welcome. And certainly, Jim Holder, thank you for being here, and Dr. Jan Reed Bunch for setting this up. And there's something kind of catches my eye when I look to the right here, and then I look to the left right here. And I prefer to look to the left because some of you are not, you're not as handsome as they are. How's that? But it's good to see a good turnout, certainly by the players and our other staff that are here today. And it is an exciting day, and I appreciate you being here for an announcement. You know, when you think about Itawamba Community College, now remember we have 10 sports. And we have a very storied past and a very proud past of the athletic department here. Carrie Ball Williamson has done a remarkable job in assembling fine coaches for our sports. And these teams over the years that we've had 10 sports, they have won division championships, they have won state championships, they have won regional championships, and they have been to national tournaments. And this athletic department is well respected throughout the state. And this is one of the standards that we have when you put on the uniforms, the red, white, and blue. Then we expect you to conduct yourself with integrity. We want you to be successful in the classroom, outside the classroom, and this has been accomplished through the hard work, the mentoring of the fine coaches that we have, and certainly by the players that they select. And we want you to be successful. We absolutely want you to be successful. We are, as a college, proud of our athletic department and will continue to do so. So with that said, Coach Ball Williamson, please come forward and introduce our soccer coach.
All right. Thanks, Mr. Eaton. Again, I want to thank you for being here today, and I want to welcome the Strother family to ICC. And Coach Strother is... I'm here to introduce Coach Strother today, and I didn't bring anything up here to read Coach Strother, but after talking with Coach Strother on several occasions, I feel that he's fully capable of handling our women's soccer program. I feel that he will bring a lot of discipline and passion to the women's program, and I know that we will have a lot of success under Coach Strother. So please join me in welcoming Coach David Strother.
Thank you, Coach Ball, and thank you, Mr. Eaton. Thank all of you, first and foremost, for taking the time. Men's soccer team, you're like, oh man, I'm just missing out on lunch. So I'll make it brief so that you can get there. But the ladies, thank you so much for now the second time us having an opportunity to meet one another. I would like to thank some others who were involved in this process, the search committee with Coach Williamson, and also Mr. Buddy Collins and Mr. Chad Kaser back there. So they dealt with me a lot in some of our interviews, so thank you guys for that. Definitely want to thank Adam Gore and our community relations department for getting all of this set up for us today. It means a lot that you guys show the initiative and show the will to want to have this program be successful by just doing little things like this. So I thank you for that. Definitely want to thank all of you who took the time to come out, not just the guys that are missing out on lunch, but all of you as well. And also I want to thank my wife at this time, because this is the 4th time that we've moved in 9 years. And so as a coach's wife, you kind of sign up for things that maybe you're not expecting. And so she's taken the time and just the passion that I have and allows it to trickle into our family. And so thank you for that. Thank you for her work. If they're watching this live stream online, thanks for allowing her to come in during her lunch break. For my mom, she's here today. Thank you for coming in. She kind of came in on this past week to help us in the transition of the move. I think she signed up for more of what she was bargaining because my wife had to go to work and I had to start, and she had our kids that are both 4 and 2 for the past 5 days. And so if you don't have 4 and 2-year-olds, well, then you don't know what she's dealing with. So thank you, Mom, for taking the time to be up here for this past few days. Introduce myself a little bit, let you know about me. Thank you for the kind words that were said on my behalf. I certainly appreciate that. I'm actually a product of Mississippi Junior College Soccer. I was born in Pensacola, Florida, but Mississippi was where I was raised. I tell people that I think I was in Florida long enough just to not get the Mississippi accent. So I think I'll work on that a little bit, maybe while I'm up here. But I was a product of the junior college system. I played collegiately in junior college at Copiah Lincoln Community College. It's actually where I started dating my wife, and she followed me to Jackson. She went to MC. I went to Belhaven. There I played 2 years collegiately under Coach Phil Moyer with Belhaven University. And after that, I was able to get right into coaching. In 2006, I started coaching at the collegiate level, and I've been doing it ever since. Before this stint here at Itawamba, I was also a Mississippi resident staff member on our ODP staff here for Mississippi. For some of you that may not be familiar with ODP, ODP is kind of similar to AAU basketball. It's the stepping level to girls that maybe want to take the next step to maybe get national recognition for the U.S. national team. I work with that staff, and I'll continue to do so here at Itawamba as long as it's okay with these guys. So with my credentials, I have both the United States Soccer Federation credential as well as the National Soccer Coaching Athletic Association credentials, both nationally certified. And so that type of certification, that type of discipline, I'm obviously hoping to bring to the team, but those certifications are irrelevant. For me, it's about the passion and it's about the energy, and I thank you so much for recognizing that during our times. She mentioned passion. Ladies, hopefully you'll see a lot of that from me, but also hopefully you'll just see that energy that I bring. I told them on Tuesday when I first met them, I said, this is my nice face. And so this is us getting to know one another. It's not that I'm Jekyll and Hyde, but this is my nice face, and come practice time, it becomes a little bit more about business. And we'll start experiencing that on Monday of next week, and I know they're excited for that. And so a little bit about the program too. Before I got here, I want to thank Coach Mike Sullivan for everything that he's done with the program. Not just in the past few months going through this coaching transition, but he's been here for 13 years, and he's done an amazing job, obviously with the men's program and what they've established over the past few years. But he's also done an amazing job with the women's team, and so I thank him for being diligent in the recruiting process before I got here. We have 10 girls returning to our team for this upcoming season, and we have 7 girls signed as of right now. I'm going to be recruiting actually probably about an hour after this. I'll be going down to Jackson to go recruit, and then I'm traveling to Memphis afterwards, so I'm going to continue what he's already established for me. But I've been involved in situations before where I come in as a new coach and it's not necessarily all put in place. And so, Mike Sullivan, I commend you for that. Thank you. It's certainly going to make our transition period with the women's team a lot easier. And so it was mentioned by our SID, Mr. Gore, the history of the program, and I think that doesn't need to be taken lightly. You know, the past 8 years, we've qualified 5 times for the playoffs. In the past 2 years, it's been a little bumpy, and we've talked about this, girls, and so we can talk about moving forward. But history and tradition is what we want to build off of. It's not that we want to live off of that by any way, shape, or form, but it's pride about being where you are and taking pride in what you do. And so, as we begin this process with myself, winning is what we expect. It was talked about on our Tuesday meeting. It was actually talked with me and President Eden on Monday morning. He said, "Coach, do you know why you're here?" And I went on my long spiel about building traditions in about 5 minutes, and he stopped me and said, "You're here to win." And that's good. I think that's what should be expected. We're here to win. Sometimes whenever you think about winning, though, you think about it just in terms of what the scoreline says. And that's not it. It's winning in everything that we do. It's winning in the classroom, winning on the field, winning after you have your time here at Itawamba, and what's going to take you after you're done here at Itawamba. And so I feel like as a coach, that's my purpose, to be here to help you win, help you succeed, help you grow in everything that you do. If it's soccer related, great. I know the X's and O's. I'm looking forward to working with you on that. But if it's other things too, I have an open door policy. You girls already know this. Staff and faculty have had a chance to work with over the past few days. I have an open door policy. So if they do anything that maybe isn't up to our Itawamba standards, you just have to let me know, and we can handle that accordingly as well. I've been here a week, so thank you for not doing anything. So we'll see if that continues though. But for me, it's about building not just on what we've done, but it's about building for the future and what we expect. So when we think about winning, it's just not about score lines. It's about so much more. It's about finding a threshold that maybe you haven't been to before, and then exceeding that threshold and finding a new level even more. So we never go back. We always move forward. And that's going to be something that I hopefully instill with you girls starting next week. And so with all of that, and me talking about the thresholds and my expectations, I did mention to the girls on Tuesday when I met with them just what my role is for them. And it's not just to be your coach. I know that I'm a new face and you're going to get to know me a little bit more as this process goes, but I'm here for you in any way I can. Any way that you want to find success, I feel like as a coach, that's our responsibility. And so I'll be here, obviously, out on the field, probably too much out on the field. You probably get tired of that, especially when we start our 3-a-days come August. And whenever you see our summer workout packet, you'll probably freak out about that as well. But I'm here for you, not only in soccer, but in everything else that you have. And so I've done a lot about talking with these ladies and my expectations with them already on Tuesday. And so that's information that we'll continue to build off of. But I would like to open it up if there were any questions for myself in regards to what we're looking to do with the program or anything else with the institution that I know of so far. I'll be more than happy to answer.
It's maybe more of a question for Coach Sullivan, but I'll ask you, what was Mike's reaction when he found out you agreed you were coming? Because he's had both programs on for a couple of years.
That's a great question, and I think that was a lot of excitement. I think even for me, because I was in the very same situation as he was, where I coached both men and women at my previous institution, and so it was a lot of communication, a lot of just smiles on both his part and my part, because whenever soccer was established in the MACJC, I think it was soccer, and it wasn't looked at as men's soccer and women's soccer. It was just looked at as soccer, and it can be covered with one coach, and it's just not that way anymore, especially with recruiting. I mean, it's changed dramatically since the districts have opened up. And so if we try to recruit 50 kids or student athletes by ourselves, it's certainly not going to happen. And so I'm excited about that as much as he is, where it's no longer sitting through 6 hours in the 20-degree weather watching girls play and then watching guys play and have to talk to both. And also it helps us build on a foundation a little bit faster, where we're not just spinning our wheel in a hamster wheel. We're working with one entity. We can put up more time, more effort, more energy, like what I mentioned earlier, into that one thing. And I know he's excited about that too, so I can answer on his behalf. A lot of handshakes. Any other questions? Parents? I know there's a few parents here. Are there any questions? Guys? I won't run you, don't worry. That's all his job. Well, then, I do thank you guys for taking the time to come. Certainly, if there are questions afterwards, parents, if you're here, I would love to introduce myself and let you get to know me a little bit more. And then if there are no other questions after that, then have a great weekend. Thank you guys so much for taking the time.
All right, well, that's going to wrap up the press conference. We do want to thank everyone that came out, also watched on letsgoicc.com. We will have interview opportunities here in a moment, Jim, but for those that may want to come up, pictures, all that good stuff, be sure and tag us on Instagram at Let's Go ICC. So that's going to wrap it up. Thank everyone for coming out, and we'll see you come August with soccer.